morning. My name is Ellie Burns, and I'm here to talk to you today for my Tech Talk for Drake Doc 360 about multiplication skills of fourth graders and using online apps to improve those multiplication skills. So I'm going to be completely honest. When we were told we had to take this class and assigned this Tech Talk, my anxiety level went way up. To me, technology equals trying to figure out my new work Samsung phone when I'm used to an iPhone, or programming our satellite when we're used to using TV antenna so we can watch the Nebraska Husker football game. And in the end, technology equals frustration in my mind. So I thought about, what am I going to do this Tech Talk on? And while I was thinking, I went on with normal life. And one of the things that I did as a full-time working mom is I went to a fourth grade parent meeting. And at the meeting, we were informed that the fourth graders weren't doing so well on their multiplication skills. The average score for their 100 problem 5-minute multiplication time test was a 30. Now, we knew that their skills weren't great at the end of the school year last year, and we had been told that they should practice over the summer. And like many families, you get busy, and it's one thing that doesn't necessarily make it on the daily to-do list. So students were told that they could access this new app called Dreambox, and they should be working on Dreambox every day for 10 to 20 minutes, and that would help improve their multiplication skills. So after the meeting, I pulled up my daughter's Dreambox app, and I looked into it, and I found out that Dreambox is an intuitive app. It's really interactive, and what it does is it assesses a student's skills continuously. So if they're getting a skill, it builds on that, but if they're not getting a concept or a skill, it reteaches it in a new way, and hopefully it will increase their multiplication and overall math abilities. So while the app sounded great, and I was really excited about that, I thought back to my experience with multiplication, and I went to a one-room country school because I'm actually 108 years old. And I thought about playing Around the World, which I loved. It was so interactive, it was motivating, I was enthused about the game. And so I questioned, can a math app, online app, with just one child and the computer, really create the enthusiasm and the motivation that I remember as a student in my country school? And I got my Tech Talk topic. I would look at whether or not online apps had the same outcome as playing Around the World or doing partner multiplication cards. So I contacted my daughter's fourth grade teacher, and we decided to set up an informal research study. So we reached out to her fourth grade math students, and we asked them to participate. And this is what the research study ended up looking like. We had 18 students, and so I said informal. We split them into two groups based on what kind of fruit snack they drew out of a bag of fruit snacks that I had. So there was the tropical group, and there was the mixed berry group. And then from that, we put them into a group that was going to work on apps and a group that was going to work on hands-on activities. So we started the research project with a 5-minute, 100-problem time test, and then we split them into two groups, and they spent 30 minutes for 4 days either working on their apps like Dreambox, Math Mayhem, Kahoot, or working on hands-on games like Around the World, partner flashcards, or a new game I learned about called Stubby Pencil. At the end of the 4 days, we took another 5-minute, 100-problem multiplication time test to see if there had been any improvement in the two groups. And we had an ice cream party, which I didn't get a picture of, but I'm pretty sure the fourth graders would recreate that for me if I went back and asked them to. So here are our pre-test and post-test assessment results. So you can see that our mixed berry fruit snack group actually had a lower overall average score. They were at 42.75 on the pretest. And the tropical group, which was the hands-on, Around the World, the multiplication flashcard group, had a higher score at 62. And two of the students actually scored a 100 on the pretest. They got all the problems correct. And I think this could be one of the limitations to my study initially, is that I shouldn't have limited them to 100 problems. I should have let them answer as many as they could. At our post-test, you can see that the app group actually had more growth than the hands-on group. So despite my initial thoughts that can an app really do the same as a hands-on game, with this, it looks like it can. So you can see that the app group had a growth of 30 points and their final score was a 73 for an average. And the hands-on group had a growth of 19 and their final score was an 81. So I sat back and I questioned, what did we learn from this? We can see that the app group had more growth. They also had more room for growth. I think the really exciting thing is that 4 days of 30-minute math interaction had growth for both groups. And to be completely honest, we had 30 minutes, but by the time we get students settled and we broke for a quick snack at the end, they were probably interacting with math for about 20 minutes. So to see this growth of 4 days and 20 minutes is really exciting. While I had hesitations about encouraging my daughter to hop on the computer and interact with an app after school, I've realized that I have to step back and keep in mind a few key pieces of information. Apps give immediate feedback, and they build on a student's skills through constant assessment. So I think this could be another area of research. What do they do with that feedback, and are they utilizing that feedback? Around the world, while it's still a great game and I still love it, it does only provide students a 1 in 7 chance to interact with math. There's a ton of distractions that are going around when it's not their turn to answer the multiplication problem. And we know 4th graders are easily distracted. So as a parent, after school, seeing this behavior used to make me question what my daughter was learning. But in the end, just a little bit of practice via an app or hands-on can definitely improve a 4th grader's multiplication skills. And hopefully we've created some enthusiasm and motivation behind math, and really soon they'll all be scoring 100s on their 5-minute multiplication time test. Thank you.